he was at the mobile gas station. And we're going to keep the live picture on the left-hand side of the screen as he continues to weave. Doesn't seem to go the way he wants. Sees law enforcement, drops the nozzle on the ground, and takes off again.
Well, I'll tell you, you would think if he's running from the law at this point, you wouldn't want to put your credit card into a machine. That's a great way to get, a name and an address and who you are, unless it's a stolen vehicle. I want to get Mark back in because, Mark, I don't know that I heard what exactly this suspect is wanted for at this point.
The initial call came out on Valley Boulevard at a gentleman's club, we understand, and there was some sort of a 459, a burglary suspect that was involved, and this suspect apparently was in this Dodge Charger here. And the sheriff's department, as they came out of the location, they had initially spotted him, but he actually got away, and so he was out of their reach for the better part of 10 minutes at that point. And when we came across him on the 60 freeway westbound, we alerted the sheriff's helicopter overhead, and they kind of picked him up, and so there it is now. He just was southbound on Fullerton Road and entered the 60 freeway, now eastbound, coming in through Walnut and over towards, say the 57. And so we'll see what he decides to do. But as you saw from the videotape there, we actually saw him pull into a gas station. He needed gas, obviously, and so he was going to get some gas, but he drove the gas tank was on the wrong side of the pump, and he couldn't reach, and so he couldn't get any gas at that point. So we don't know where his gas is at this point, but he might possibly be low, so we will kind of watch and see what he does here. But now, eastbound on the 60 freeway coming past Fullerton Road over towards Nogales, and so we will keep an eye on this. The sheriff's helicopter is giving me a call, so let me send it back to you for a moment.
So he's got some choices here right now. So he goes east on the 60. He could quickly go on the 57. He's got the 71 coming up as well. He's got some options in terms of freeway at this point. So we're looking live. He's in the carpool lane right now, eastbound on the 60, going east of Walnut, headed towards the Diamond Bar area.
And when you can tell how fast a car's going from the air, that just gives you an indication of how fast that must be on the ground. He's just flying by every car on the freeway this morning, weaving in and out of the carpool lanes. And when you see moments like this, innocent people on their way to work this morning don't know what's coming up behind them there, and you really hope that this guy realizes it's not worth it to take this risk.
I always think that when you look at someone like that in the carpool lane, if they're in the carpool lane, probably have children in the car and so forth, and who knows, this guy is behind him. He's obviously desperate, maybe running low on gas and doing whatever he can to evade authorities at this point here. This started maybe about a half an hour ago, we're told, at a gentleman's club on Valley Boulevard. We're told that may have been involved in some sort of burglary, and we've been following for about the last 15 minutes at this point as he failed to pick up gasoline at a mobile station on Valley, took some surface streets, and now back on the eastbound 60, headed towards the Diamond Bar area at this point.
And when we were talking to Mark Kono, it seems there was a time where police had lost contact with this person for a couple of minutes. Mark Kono actually located the suspect over the freeway, alerted the sheriff's department. They were able to get overhead in their helicopter. So now a lot of eyes on this person that's in this white vehicle here, and the fact that possibly wanted as a burglary suspect, we're hearing, don't know if the guy's armed. That sort of information is just things that officers have to take into account when they follow someone like this.
Couldn't see when he reached up and got his wallet out to pay at the gas station. Couldn't tell if he might in any way be armed. Couldn't tell if those were dealer plates, if that's a relatively new car or not. Here you're seeing the tape again. I mean, that's unusual to see someone trying to get gas in the middle of being. This must have been the time when he was not being necessarily followed by the sheriff's department air unit. And right at the end of this, you see the sheriff's department or police pulling up, and he's out of there, back on the run again.
Well, you know what I noticed from that video that you're seeing on the right there at the mobile station? If this was his car, he would know which side the gas is on. You would imagine. So maybe this is not his vehicle. And there he gets back in the car because he notices an officer is pulling up, and then he takes off. You can see that image right there.
Now he's going eastbound on the 60, so at this time of the morning he's not likely going to encounter any traffic. If he was going westbound, this would already be at a dead stop, and he'd probably be driving in the median or off on a surface street.
Right there,
As you see, very different situation. It's going to be pretty free-flowing. He's probably come up towards the 57. We don't know if he's gotten off or not, but now we see a huge increase in speed. We'll get back. Mark, chime in as soon as you're available again. I know you're talking with the sheriff's department. Has he gotten onto a different freeway, or are we still looking at the 60, Mark?
We are now on the 57 north from the 60 freeway. We just passed Grand Avenue, and so now we are heading over towards the Kellogg interchange, over towards the 10 freeway here. So you've seen this guy. He is traveling at a very high rate of speed. Now, Now, in terms of the people, the CHP who is pursuing him and the LA County Sheriff's Department here, they are several car lengths back, so we're not going to be able to pull out to a wider shot here. We're going to stay tight on this guy as he makes his way northbound on the 57 freeway. He has an option to get off here on an off-ramp. We'll see what he does here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Slower traffic. He just gets by him on the right shoulder there. Now it looks like he's going to be getting off the freeway here. We'll try and get an off-ramp for you, but it looks like he's going to be getting off the freeway. It looks like he might have thrown something out on the off-ramp there, so the Sheriff's Department and the CHP will hopefully pick up on that, but we are just now coming up on, let's see, Temple Avenue, and he's going to be turning eastbound, and so that's going to be Avenue Rancheros that he gets over to, so we're going to see if we can pick him up. He is now got a couple of more people chasing after him now, so we don't know if those are Sheriff's Department folks or CHP, but now he is kind of making his way southbound, paralleling the 57 freeway. So now he is essentially going southbound on the east side of the 57 freeway, traveling at an extremely high rate of speed here. Traffic is very light on this particular stretch here, but there he goes. You see he is going as fast as he can. He's going to be coming up on slower traffic. He's going to get into the right lane there, the right shoulder, and pass those guys up. But now I can tell you that there are, well, probably 2, maybe 4 additional units that are going to be chasing this guy, although at the speed that this guy is traveling, he is basically able to keep these guys at arm's length because of the traffic conditions, because of the high rate of speed that he is going. So, again, southbound on the 57 southbound parallel the 57 freeway, we'll see, looks like he's going to be getting on the freeway again. Okay. So, there he is, the on-ramp to the 57 freeway north, and that's where we kind of are right now. 57 freeway northbound, we have several officers who are pursuing him, and they have actually gotten a little bit closer to him, so that is certainly some good news here. But yeah, we don't know if this guy knows his way around here, but he certainly has been able to evade officers to this point. So we'll see what this guy does as he continues northbound on the 57 freeway at a very high rate of speed. We're going to just stay with this for just a moment here because it looks like, is he going to get off again?
For a moment there, he was
on the 57 freeway north over towards the Kellogg interchange. Go ahead, guys.
For a moment there, he was right near Bonelli Regional Park, you know, and there's a lot of open space there. A person might try to dive out and take advantage of some of the brush and some of the open space there, but now he's off of that, back up onto the freeway again. There's that big reservoir in that same area as well, but he's chosen to avoid that, speed back up on the 57 northbound now, and he'd be getting up towards the 10 eventually, right?
Yeah, he's going to be coming up to the 10 freeway in about a matter of about a mile here. The Kellogg interchange where the 57 and the 10 come together here, as well as the 71 freeway for that matter. Here. But yeah, he's going to have a choice to make in the next 10 to 15 seconds here. Does he stay on the 57 freeway? Does he transition to the 10, either east or west? It sounds like, or it looks like he's remaining for the most part in that right lane. So that might commit him to either the 10 freeway east or westbound, and we will know over the course of the next several seconds here. It looks like he is going to be going to make that westbound. It looked like he was going eastbound, but now it looks like he's going to be going westbound on the 10 freeway. So we will kind of continue this. He is right in the heart of the Kellogg interchange as he makes his transition from the 57 over to the 10. He's right on the transition road. Guys, and let me send it back to you for just a moment.
It's remarkable, too, the fact that he's going at such a high rate of speed. Thankfully, he has not hit anyone. I mean, he's very reckless, and we've seen him go on the wrong side of the road. We've seen him weave in and out of traffic, blow through intersections. In a sense, sometimes you feel like being on the freeway is a little bit safer to the public than being on these side roads where people are walking. We saw a guy walking his dog. Didn't know he was coming around the corner. So, in a sense, at least we know there aren't pedestrians and kids going to school.
Oh, now pulling off of here. Maybe about to run out of gas. Maybe this is a decision. The time he wants to get out of this, he's pulling off, and it's going to be up on just a hillside right there on the westbound 10, just slightly west of the 57. Can't climb up that. He's got tennis shoes on, jeans, and a white T-shirt, and he's booking it.
And you wonder why he stopped at that. Maybe it was that he was running out of gas. Why he stopped at that moment to get out of the car.
Might have felt the engine start to lose power, and this is it. No, this is not going to go far here at this point. That's a very steep incline there on the 10. CHP immediately behind him. They'll open the doors. They'll give him the orders to get down and put his hands up. He's got something in his left hand. I don't know if it's a piece of paper or cloth. They're giving him the command. So far, it looks like he's complying. But they're going to want him to get down.
Yeah.
He's not done that yet. He wants to show them something. It almost seems like he's got in his left hand.
Yeah, he's backing away and
he's
he's
not doing
trying
exactly what they want at this point.
No, because usually when we see this, and Mark, if you're there, it's pretty much the same scenario. They ask these people to do the same thing every time, which is get down, put your hands out in front of you, and he's not doing that.
No. This is not going there.
Yeah, he is definitely not doing that, and that is definitely a dangerous move. It looks like he's going to go try and jump over to the freeway here. Now he is on the eastbound side of the 10 freeway as he makes his way across the freeway. He's going to be coming up on a wall there, so, okay, it looks like he's going to be able to make it over the wall. It's a big jump, but there he is. He's kind of stuck in the bushes there, but he is trying to make his way out of the area here. So now we're going to be coming up on...
right there. And the detectives pulled over.
And now we're going to be coming up on the campus of Cal Poly Pomona. Cal Poly Pomona, we're just going to be coming up on the campus here. If this guy chooses to run down that hill, he is going to be essentially on the campus of Cal Poly. So we'll see what he does. Hopefully the Sheriff's Department and the CHP, the combined efforts there, they will be able to get a hold of him. But for the moment, it looks like he's able to evade the immediate arrest here and make his way down this embankment. He is now basically on the south side of the 10 freeway. You saw him running across all lanes of the freeway here. And he's going to essentially make his way over to the campus. If we can pull out to a slightly wider shot and show you what we're looking at here. There's the campus here. We do have an officer here. That might have been an undercover officer or an undercover detective who was actually on the eastbound side of the 10 freeway, but now he is going after this guy and trying to get him before he makes it to some cover here. So we'll see what he does.
This could be about to conclude.
Get this guy into custody here, but
and there you can see very close proximity right now, within a matter of 6 feet. With Ennies.
There we go.
Officers hit the suspect. Suspect's down. The weapon is out. They were not going to let him get onto that campus. There's summer school. There's other activities. There's people there. And
yeah, because then you think about hostage situations if he were to run into a building, and a whole other host of scenarios pop up when you think about him entering that Cal Poly Pomona campus there. Gun is drawn, and this undercover officer appeared out of nowhere, essentially, on the opposite side of the freeway.
May not have even been heading there to help with this. It looked to me like maybe a Sheriff's Department vehicle, and likely a detective. May have completely been on another assignment, but being in the right place, because the CHP, everybody else was staged on the other side.
Yeah.
You expected this to
He jumped out across the 10 freeway and crossed multiple lanes of traffic in order to get down the embankment there.
Sometimes it comes down to one person, and in this case it did. He was in there, and he, man, did you see the speed that detective put on? When he came, went across the dirt lot, he turned it on because he was the only one in a position to stop this guy.
And it looks like they have him in handcuffs at this point. They're checking his pockets to make sure there are no weapons. And again, if you're just joining us, this all started, I would say, over 30 minutes ago. City of Industry, Valley Boulevard area, we were hearing a burglary suspect had taken off. Started possibly at a gentleman's club. The details are a little bit fuzzy. This guy tried to stop at a mobile gas station to fill up. An officer approached him. He took off again. And then it was a pursuit that lasted for several minutes on the 57 freeway, on the 10 freeway, back onto the 57, and some side streets at a point in time going incredibly fast.
At some point, when you get that gun just a few feet from your face, you decide to give up. That's exactly what happened here this morning. We've got the very latest, and we'll find out more about exactly how this started when we